I hope this isn't creepy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing another video for my college advice series. As you can see, none of my friends are here with me today. I just got a list of a bunch of things to talk about. So I'm going to be talking about my college application story and how I got into the Ivy League. I think the concept of the Ivy League is overglorified, and there are plenty of schools that are amazing, that are just as great as schools that are in the Ivy League. I briefly just want to mention that I'm making this video to hopefully help people out there, because when I was applying to colleges, I found YouTube videos really helpful and reassuring. I just wanted to commiserate with you, and hopefully this will be helpful in some way. As always, the timestamps will be down below, and I will also leave a link hopefully to my Common App essay, which will be published on my Medium. But yeah, if you find these videos helpful, be sure to subscribe or click the bell if you want to get notifications, or you can find me on Instagram. So let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my scores, my background as an applicant, so like my extracurriculars, my college list, and my results. And if you stick around all the way to the end, you'll see my reaction video for when I got into Brown, and there's a lot of ugly crying. So I'm gonna first talk about my scores. I know it's not a very fun topic, and I hope I don't sound like an asshole when I'm telling you my scores, but here goes nothing anyways. This is just to give you a general idea of the scores you should kind of aim for. I took the old SAT, which was out of 2,400, and I got a 2,300. The breakdown was a 700 for critical reading, an 800 on writing, and 800 on math. And use the College Board conversion thing, and that should be around a 1560 out of 1,600 for the new SAT. For my subject tests, I took math level 2 and chemistry, and I got a 780 on both of those. And I just want to say that I took everything once because I did not have the emotional capacity to take it more than once. If you feel like you've done good enough, honestly, it's not really worth taking it again, unless you think you're going to do considerably better. Basically, you're just trying to meet a baseline standard for certain schools. To meet the baseline standard of the schools that you're applying to, you should generally meet the middle 50% of scores that students at that school get. So that is all published online, and you should definitely check it out. Moving on to GPA, unweighted I got a 4.0. My weighted GPA was around a 4.7. That's not very useful because most schools have a different system of weighted GPAs. But that basically means that I only got A's and A pluses throughout high school. Don't worry if your GPA is not flawless or your scores are not flawless. They're only a very small subsection of your application. I think it's more important to show a general upward trend for your GPA. If you show an improvement in your scores as you progress through high school, it's very beneficial for you and for colleges to see. Moving into my background as an applicant, I was interested in music and science, so my application was centered around that. I really wanted to make sure that my courses reflected my interests, so I mainly took advanced classes in music and science, but I also explored other areas with more fun classes for writing and history. I took 8 APs throughout high school. I did not take any APs in my freshman year because most people don't really take APs in freshman year, at least in my school. In sophomore year, I took chemistry and world history. In junior year, I took Calc PC, US history, and music theory. And in senior year, I took AP Bio, AP Stats, and AP Psych. So those were the APs I took. And I just want to stress that you should definitely find balance in your courses. Don't feel the pressure to take 5 APs each year because someone else is doing it. When you're selecting courses, you need to account for the extracurriculars that you're doing, how much free time you're going to have, and really if you enjoy the subject material or not. I think I found a good balance in the sense that I could commit to every course that I was taking, and I really got the most that I could from those courses. When a college admissions officer looks at your application and looks through your courses, they should have a general idea just from there in what subjects you're really interested in. For example, I took all of the music classes possible that were offered at my school, like performance practice, orchestra, music theory, and I think that provided substantial evidence that I was interested in music. Moving on to extracurriculars, I was part of a nonprofit organization called Bay Area Youth Music Society, or BAMES for short, and our goal was basically to bring music outside of the concert halls to more unconventional audiences like senior centers and hospitals and parks. A central part of BAMES was performing at senior centers for community service, as well as having fundraising concerts to benefit children's hospitals within the area. While I didn't talk about BAMES much in most of my college essays, It was a central part of my high school career. My entire weekends were dedicated to BAMES, so it was my first activity that I put in my common application. And it was really the organization that made music fun for me. I was also part of the Women in STEM Club. Probably touched on this in other videos, but I was the publicity officer in junior year and the vice president in senior year. For WISTEM, I stressed the importance of women's rights, equality in academia and the workforce, and basically what my values are. And outside of my other summer internships and jobs and whatnot, my last main extracurricular was art. And art was something that I found was really fun, and it was kind of like a hobby in my weekends. And I've been taking art classes since I was around 8 years old. It's something that I've loved for as long as I can remember, really. It's a way for me to express my ideas and to see kind of my emotional maturation, I guess. I sent in portfolios for both my music and art, so that was the kind of way for colleges to see how I've been committing to those interests. I wanted to emphasize that summers are very valuable. You can spend them traveling, working, interning, really anything. Just don't spend your entire summer sitting at home doing nothing. For one summer, I did an internship at Stanford. That sounds really annoying, but yeah, I was one of those people who wanted to do research. And it was not the most valuable experience for me, honestly, because I didn't even take biology before I did research. I did learn a lot of really important lab techniques while I was there, and it was really interesting to see the kind of work that was being done in an actual lab. That summer, I also shadowed an open heart surgery, which was a really rewarding experience. While it wasn't something that I really talked about much in my application, it was just something that I found really interesting. The summer of junior year before senior year, I got a job at a boba store, and while you might think, wow, that is extremely useless, no, it's not. It was a great learning experience. I learned so much about customer service, interacting with people, and I apparently learned enough that I could write an essay on it. So I actually connected my experience working there with community service and just service to the public in general, and I think it turned out to be a really memorable essay for good reasons or not. Expand your horizons, learn a little more about something, and you never know, it could be the topic of your common application essay or one of your supplements. Okay, more about my actual application strategy or what schools I applied to. I'm probably just gonna leave a list of colleges I applied to here. As college applications started to really hit full force, I was thinking about applying early decision to Brown. But after telling my parents that, they kind of thought that I could do better. And while I thought Brown was a good match for me, they kind of didn't see that. I applied to Yale REA, which means Restrictive Early Action, and I got deferred, and when regular decisions rolled around, I got rejected and I got into Brown, so everything worked out. So probably the question that you wanted me to answer this entire video is, what do I think got me in? For one thing, there was luck. Maybe that year, Brown just really needed another violinist. I did notice in the admitted students group that a lot of people were really creative or in performing arts, and I know a lot of people that were admitted actually play musical instruments. It might be an educated guess that the orchestra needed more violinists for the next year. But that isn't to say that one part of my application got me in. I think my common application essay was really memorable, and it touched on something that was important to me outside of just my summer job. In my supplemental essays, I talked about why I thought Brown's academic ideals would be perfect for me, and I showed genuine interest in the school outside of superficial things. If you want to learn more about my Brown supplemental essays, I'll have a link to that down below as well. Again, what do I think got me in? A little bit of luck, a lot of passion, and I guess probably my art and music portfolios. Brown is one of those schools where you kind of have to cater yourself to the image of that school. Brown is very creative, open-minded, and liberal school, so you have to kind of present yourself as that kind of applicant. In the end, the best that you can do is to present yourself candidly and to express why you like that school. And be genuine. Now I think it's time to do my due diligence and explain why I think Brown is a great school and why it was my dream school. For one, it has the open curriculum, which means you can study whatever you want and you don't have general education requirements, which I found really liberating. Even though I do have pre-med requirements, it does allow me a lot more room to fulfill my requirements quicker and for me to take other classes outside of my concentration. Secondly, no one has ever really said a bad thing about Brown. All of the alumni I've talked to have had really great experiences. And third, it's a very unconventional college experience, I would say. The people there are very open-minded, which is not to say that they are like-minded. When I visited Brown, I noticed that everyone was extremely different from me, but they were all willing to listen. I think it's important to have a discussion with someone even if you don't agree with them. And that's definitely the kind of environment that is fostered at Brown. Alright, if you've stuck this far into the video, I'm going to be showing you my reaction video. Shout out to Anuba for recording this without me knowing. She was actually FaceTiming me. And I'd gotten rejected from every single school before that. So Brown was kind of my last hope, and I really didn't want her to record it because I thought I was going to get rejected. Whew, it looked like trash because I was emotionally destroyed at this point. But without further ado, here's like the 3-second clip of me getting into college.
Oh my god!
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have made it this far, if you found this video useful, leave it a thumbs up or a comment. I will be answering some of them if you guys need help. Also, feel free to leave suggestions for other videos that you want to see from me. I will have a move-in day vlog and other Brown related videos coming up soon. So yeah, I'll see you on the other coast. Bye!